became
with secret
the
intention.
best friend he ever needed.
It was like Roger to T and Tamara.
Stop saying
like
that.
Roger was like Urkel to Laura, Myra to Urkel. Any type of obsessive friendship. No, let me just be honest.
Was Myra obsessive though?
Because you gotta understand, now it's been like about 5 years of Fat desperately wanting to be with me.
Don't.
It's not a relationship enough. I thoroughly wanted a relationship. I just did not want you. It's not that a relationship is not what he wanted. I just didn't want you.
With me.
Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? It's your girl, Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight I'm going to be talking about how a woman posted that a couple was couple goals, and it's high-key very cringe. I mean, the bar that people set for what they aspire for their life is really, truly, utterly in the gutter. Like, the stuff that people be looking up to as, oh my God, this is the end all be all and I want this for my life. I'm just like, ooh, I hate that for y'all. Anyways, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, let me let y'all know. But, matter of fact, yeah, let me let y'all know. So, this is the post that the woman posted, and she posted on Facebook, and she said, y'all can have Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'll take Toby and Fat, okay? And she showed pictures of the couple, and she was admiring their relationship, and she was feeling like they are her definition of couple goals. Now, people started to look at this, and a guy who was on Twitter, he basically shared a video of the couple, and in the video, the guy and the girl was basically explaining their love situation and how they started to date and become a couple. And the explanation as to how they got together and how this man speaks to her and about her is quite honestly yucky. And it's like, this is what y'all be aspiring for and this is what y'all be wanting, because it's giving no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. I wish I would be desperate over somebody dusty looking son. Like, yeah, right. And he really thought that he was the prize. But I'm going to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about and just give y'all a PSA, because y'all need to stop looking at these people that y'all don't know, looking at the glitz and glamorous photos that they take, thinking that everything is peachy clean. We see each and every day why it's stupid and silly to look at couples as goals. I just told y'all not too long ago in a previous video about the couple from St. Louis, where people was looking at them like they were couple goals, and people was like, oh my God, they're such the it couple. Come to find out, you know, word on the curb is they both was cheating on each other, very unhappy and not in a happy marriage. Like, y'all need to stop looking up to these couples as goals. Look to your own life. Like, make goals for your own life, for what you want, and not look at it into like other people, because it's given very much like keeping up with the Joneses, and the Joneses are really miserable for real if we really want to take it there. Like, it's crazy. But let me show y'all this video, because it's given very much I would slap the hell out of somebody damn son talking about me like that. Like, he basically was saying she was desperate for me, and she was desperate, and I eventually ended up settling for her. And if that's what y'all want for y'all life, go ahead. But I ain't nobody's son about to just feel like I'm an option that he just settled for. Like, if you with me, then you're going to be with me because we agreed to go and do this thing called life together, and we chose each other. Not some you just settled for me. Like, I'm just like, and then the fact that they're married with kids, and he's really trying to lay it on thick just how much he truly, really didn't F with her. It's like, it's giving, you still really feel like she's just some type of option that you just settle for. And it's giving, girl, that ain't the goal that I want. If that's the goal that you want, have at it. But, let me show y'all the video so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So, and just look, before I even start the video, like, he really kept talking the whole time. Like, he is just the prize, and like, and it's like, eek. Oh my God. I'm gonna start it off from the beginning and then I'm gonna jump in.
All right, y'all. So we about to tell y'all about how we first met. Our whole story is unlike most boy meets girl stories. So here we go. Is that good?
And began.
So when we first met,
I was live. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was walking in my purpose. I was doing my thing. I was like with God.
All right, so I'm going to just summarize because I don't want to play the whole video. So basically he said that, you know, at the time he was popping, okay? He was in the church. He had his nonprofit going on, yada, yada, yada. She had some situation that happened where she was in, I believe, Michigan. And then she ended up leaving Michigan, going to Houston. While she was telling the story, she was kind of saying it like, you know, like it was kind of destined for her to go to Houston. He ended up busting her out like, oh, like, don't try to say, like, you know, it was some spiritual reason why you went, da-da-da, something bad happened and that's why you came, da-da. Like, he just kept trying to, like, bust her out and demean her the whole time. And it's just like, it just didn't sit right with me. Hold on, let me find that part. And then I'm going to jump into when she actually starts talking about how they got together.
Nothing happened in there. I was gonna get stuck in a box, like I'm from the hood.
Look
like,
at his face.
You trying to make it sound way more spiritual than it was. You
I'm
talk
not
about
getting into all
God
that. That's exactly why I didn't say it, because I wasn't getting into all
I was saying you ain't gotta say it, but you don't gotta make it seem like it was just some type of spiritual encounter that made you come to Houston. What happened was something bad happened. You was like, oh, I gotta get up out of here.
But before that, I had always felt like I was supposed to leave, like I wasn't supposed to stay in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Anyway, so as y'all see that, that's very much what he was like. He kept like demeaning her, like basically like, girl, bye. Like, I don't know, like, ugh, it just didn't sit right with me. Anyways, so let me fast forward some in the video. So they start to talk about how it came to be where they got together. So they were saying that, you know, she came there from Houston. I mean, she came from Michigan to Houston, and he was in the church. So he was at the church. She ended up going to the church, and he was basically saying like, you know, or trying to make it seem like as soon as she seen him, she was on him. And then so she was trying to explain to him, and she was like, actually, no, I didn't even notice you at first. Like, I noticed you over time, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, well, your friend said, didn't your friend say it was some daddies at the church? And then she was like, yeah, my friend did say that, or whatever. And then he sat back like, yeah. But it's like, just because her friend said it was daddies at the church, what makes you think that she was talking about you? But he just so assumed that when the friend said that it was daddies at the church, that he was the daddy. And I'm like, okay. Anyways, let me fast forward to when they start talking about this relationship and how I was like, this is why I'm going to just forever be single, because I wish somebody's son would. I wish I would.
What happened next?
You had two choices. You could either flee from me.
So when he was like, you know, I'm not into you or whatever, he told me.
No. I said you. I said I don't like you. Stop looking at me like that. I don't like you like that. You are. You know, when somebody look at you in church, you can't say like, "Hey, stop." Like, get away from me. You gotta say something like, "Hey, sis, what up, sis? Come on, sister."
He made it clear.
What up, family? What's going on, family? That's what I hit her with. He
made it clear that he did not look at me like in a romantic way.
Sister, come on, sister in Christ. Come on, all the colloquialisms. I gave it all to her. All right, keep going, Fat.
So I had a.
Okay, so as you see that, he was pretty much making it clear, like, nah, like, you need to tell the people, like, they need to know how much I did not F with you. I was not checking for you. I did not like you. And he did that throughout this series. So I had seen, like, it was like a 5-part or more series, and it was like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, or whatever, of how they got together. And throughout the series, like, he's drilling it in and keep on coming back to the point where calling her like, oh, she was desperate for me. And, like, oh, 5 years had went by of me really not effing with her. And then eventually, and I'm just like, let me play a little more so y'all could see what the internet was talking about with when homegirl came talking about they was goals and everything like that. And people was like, this is goals? This is what we calling goals, because homegirl was like, y'all can have Jay-Z and Beyonce, but I'm going to take Toby and Fat. And people was like, I don't know about that. So let me show y'all some more. But first, y'all know, I got to shout out my business, which is my website. So definitely go to my website, which is right here, www.neekatnight.com. I added some new comfortable and cozy onesies on my website, and I still got the adult toys on lock, okay? And go to my website to see what cute discount that you can get off of your order, okay, for the holiday season. So for the holiday season, I'm giving y'all very much discounts, and you just got to go to my website to find out what it is. Anyways, so let's get into this. So it's very, very cringe. And then you have people in the comments like, oh my God, this is love. This is destiny. And I'm like, somebody's stringing you along for several years, putting you on the back burner. Like I said, the idea of what people find to be love and, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people really put struggle love, and they really like admire that. Like it's some thing to have somebody like let me just have a piece of something like.
It's right. He was very vocal, so I had to make a decision. I could either take his honesty and keep on moving with my life and just like not be affiliated with him at all. Or I could take his advice, understand that that's not what he wants, a relationship is not what he wants, and I could become his friend and have him in my life.
It's not a relationship enough. I thoroughly wanted a relationship. I just did not want you. It's not that. No. A relationship is not what he wanted. I just didn't want you.
With me. Okay. There we go. Let me say with me.
Praise God.
Amen.
Praise God. Like, I want to slap him for her. Like, I understand him being honest about how he feels and how he felt like, at the first, at the first meeting, I really wasn't, feeling her or whatever. Because there has been situations where people have gotten together and it turned out to be a beautiful relationship and you didn't really like that person at first. Like, I have a friend who is also a YouTuber, and she has given her testimony about how her and her husband got together, and she spoke about it on her channel. And she said something along the lines of like, when he first started hollering at me, like my husband wasn't really my type. But, we started talking, he started courting me or whatever, and I'm head over heels in love with him. I love him. And the way that she speaks love and light into her husband, you can tell like she genuinely loves her husband. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like she didn't sit and dwell on the fact like I wasn't fucking with my husband, I didn't like him. Like the fact that he really has to drive it home and he really has to make it known how much like, nah, you need to let them know how much I really didn't F with you. To me, that's just like, it's given very much you still feel the same way and you still feel like, damn, I settled. Like, that's kind of how it feels. And to me, that's not goals. And to me, nobody's relationship is goals anyways. But to me, that's really not goals. But let me bring it back a little bit more, because I was just looking at this and was like...
Or I could take his advice, understand that that's not what he wants, a relationship is not what he wants, and I could become his friend and have him in my life.
It's not a relationship enough. I thoroughly wanted a relationship. I just did not want you. It's not that. No. A relationship is not what he wanted. I just didn't want you.
With me. Okay.
There we go.
Let me say with me.
Praise God.
It makes that much difference.
It does.
Don't. We engaged.
Touche.
So yeah, I had a choice to either take his information walk away, not be involved with him at all.
So I guess this is when they were engaged, but they're married now.
Or I could have him in my life in some capacity. So I chose to like be his friend and still understand that he wasn't looking at me in a romantic eye or anything like that. Like it was just, you know, and I felt like he was mine. Like he was like we were supposed to be together, but maybe it wasn't how I thought it was. Maybe it wasn't in a romantic way. So I chose to be his friend. And I became
with intentions.
I became
with secret
the
intentions.
Best friend he ever needed.
It was like Roger to T and Tamara.
Stop saying
like
that.
Roger to like Urkel to Laura, Myra to Urkel. Any type of obsessive friendship for no. Let me just be honest.
Was Myra obsessive though?
I don't.
Did he compare his now fiance to Urkel and Roger from Tia and Tamara and saying that it was an obsessive friendship? And she's like, was I obsessive? Like, what? I wish I would sit up here kikiing with somebody dusty ass son while he talk about how much he didn't F with me and how much I'm just pressing him to be with him. And he just, after a while, decided to settle for me. Like, I'm sorry, but this is not goals. And a person commented on this because, again, like I said, this all started when somebody had posted this on Facebook. So they posted this on Facebook and it was like, you know, y'all can have Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'll take Toby and Fat, blah, 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 blah. And so, like I said, the person on Twitter was like, this goes. And they shared a piece of this clip that I'm sharing with y'all now. So then it was a person who commented under that. And their comment was, we just can't love Black, huh? No matter how many peaks and valleys they went through, want or not, they made it and love each other for it. Through the pure ability to look back, laugh, and share with us. And the first thing done, like always, is judgment. Let them live. So this person is pretty much saying, like, how dare y'all judge them when they're being transparent with us and they've made it through the storm? And the people who followed commented back, rightfully so, saying, if this is what y'all call Black love, I don't want it. And child, I'm with you. I don't want it either. Another person says, exactly. Like, why do all the examples of Black love embody toxicity? This is what we strive for, ? And I agree with the people who followed. And it's like, you talk about why y'all judging them, da da da. Like, this man is literally telling her how much he didn't F with her and really making a point to focus on that and make sure that that is the driving force in saying that she was obsessed with him. And like, that's not some like, oh, you know, we had hard times in a relationship, we overcame. Like, that's like giving very much, I still really don't fuck with you like that. But being that, you know what I'm saying, other women probably wasn't checking for me like I thought, because I thought I was some prize, but I really wasn't, hitting it in the basket like that. And so here you are, still available. So, I might as well just take you. Like, that's not some look back at this awesome story. I'm sorry. And like, a lot of people look at certain relationships, Black relationships of struggle love as goals. Like, I remember when there was a meme going around and it was of Gucci Mane and Keisha Kaur. And it was like, she held him down. It was something like he cheated on her. She held him down. He went to jail. She was still stuck by his side. And, she went through all of this stuff. And it's like, she went through too much. Like, yeah, it's great that they're in a happy place now, but that's not something to glorify. Like, this was some great achievement that she stuck down with him through him doing her dirty. Like, it's great that they have come to a place where they're happy, they got a new baby and everything like that, but what y'all put as the list of, you know, her being so devout, it's like, y'all can have it. I'll be single forever. Y'all can have it because no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. And I was paraphrasing straight off memory, but I had to find this meme and really read how ridiculous the bar is that people set and think that struggle love is something that a woman has to go through. Talking about everybody want this, but what y'all forget was she was with Wild Gucci, on drugs Gucci, cheating Gucci, in jail Gucci, publicly with other women Gucci. This is Gucci after therapy rehabilitation. This is a street man groomed in his 30s after he's been at his lowest point. Point is, this is a writer who knew what she signed up for. UB's is with the next end after a couple's fight. First of all of this, I'm not going through all of, if that's what it takes to be in a happy relationship, count me out. I don't want it. I gotta be with you and stay down with you while you publicly with other women cheating. You wild, you going here and there and everywhere, dogging me. Boy, bye. Like, y'all, people really be tripping. Like, not today, not tomorrow, not yesterday. As soon as I feel any inkling when I'm dealing with a guy, as soon as I feel an energy shift and I feel like he on some funny type of time or he's not giving the same energy into the situation, I'm going to pull back and I'm going to match your no more energy. Like, I'm never chasing nobody's fucking son. Like, please.
She wasn't like Urkel. No. She was just very like controlling with Urkel, I think.
Okay.
Wasn't she?
I don't necessarily remember the fine details, but I just know that you was way. It was a friendship, but you could just tell. Like, hey, can you? And you would just be like, oh, yeah, that's no problem.
So basically, she was available and overly available to you. And I just, I always hate to say couldn't be me in situations because you never know what hand life will deal you. But this is a situation that I just feel strongly that I just can't see myself being overly available for some ninja that's not giving me the same energy in return. Anyways, so another part of their series, because this was like part 1. So they did another part. And so here we are on part 4. Now, the next video I'm about to show y'all is part 4 of them talking about how they came to be in this relationship. And yet they done did part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And at part 4, he's still driving home how desperate she was to be with him and still adamant and letting the people know how desperate she was to like get with him. And it's just like, again, I understand that not all unions start off as I like you, we go together, you know what I'm saying, it's love at first sight. I understand that's not realistic in all cases. Sometimes, one person likes another person more than the other, and then the other person comes around to like, oh, damn, I never really looked at you like that, but I really fuck with you. I get that. I understand that. But the fact that he kept driving it home to the point of like low-key embarrassing her, that's the part that don't sit right for me. And it's just like the fact that y'all be looking up to these people just because they post nice pictures on Instagram, because really that's really what it is. Like, oh, they post fire pictures. Like somebody had commented on this picture right here, right? So in the Facebook thread, there was like all these pictures of them together. And then somebody was like, ooh, this is so dope. The fact that he hunched down and she's standing up, and it show he letting them, letting her shine. And I just be looking at the comments that people say, and they get off of a photo, and they really will create this fantasy of people that they don't know. And it's like, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Like, it's so easy for people to get on the internet and make everything look perfect and make everything look like, you know, we're so happy and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? And we oftentimes find out that behind the scenes, it really wasn't like that. Like, it really was hell in that relationship. Like, for real, we see that a lot. And the fact that we're in 2021 and people are still looking at people as goals and putting them on relationship goals pedestals after we've seen time and time again these people who put up this perfect persona and we find out that it's BS behind closed doors. Like, the fact that people are still putting people as relationship goals is so cringe to me. It's so cringe. But anyways, let me show y'all part 4. So like I said, they did this series of how they got together, and here we are on part 4, where, like I said, he was still driving home the fact of how much he really did not F with her. But before I show y'all that, y'all know I got to shout out my business again, and my business being my website. So on my website is adult goodies, pajamas, lingerie, you know what I'm saying? I even got the rose to give you a little zzz. So you can satisfy yourself and not depend on no dusty boy to do it for you. You can get yourself and get your rocks off to where you're not chasing behind somebody's little son that feel like you just an option and that he just settled for you, baby. So to get your affairs in order and to evaluate your self-worth, get you a rose. Make sure you know you can come and really have a clear head to go out in the dating market and get with somebody that values you. Now, again, they married, and hey, if it works for you, it works for you. But for the girls that, you know, just kind of, you know, strive for a little bit better for themselves, go to my website and get you some goodies to, you know, I don't know, but just go there and you can see what deals I got or whatever. And let me show y'all part 4. This is kind of embarrassing. This is kind of embarrassing a little bit, for real. But let me put part 4. Okay, so this is part 4 right here. I think it was towards the middle. Hold on.
Feeling it is not love, and that's a lie, and it's a trigger the enemy. But they gave it the term in love, and right. That was like became cool, and then after that stuff didn't work out with the people that we were talking to, we got, you know what I'm saying, a little bit closer, but not like that. Like, it was extremely platonic, and I was just like, I started feeling some type of way about Fat, but I was just like, I'm not going to move forward with Fat unless I had peace in 3 areas, right? And the first area was, I always thought Fat was like a really good option, but I never felt like Fat was like the one. Like, I always wanted to have them butterflies, that euphoric feeling for the person I thought was the one, but I always thought she was like a solid option. So my homegirl Maggie invited me.
All right. So right here, I'm not going to play it all the way through. So right here, he starts talking about some event that they went to. So somebody invited him out to an event. He wanted somebody to go with him, so he invited Fat to go with him to the event, right? So he invited her to the event, but he told her, like, don't be up on me like you my girl, messing up my opportunities with other women, but don't be too close, don't be too far away either. Like, be available for me in so many words when I want you to be around, but don't be acting like, and it just, the way that he talks about her, it's just like, and the fact that you see so many comments under the video gushing over this, like, oh my God, this is such the great love story. And I'm just like, I hate that for y'all. I really do. Hold up, let me go to that part where he was like, told her not to be too far, but be available.
Stay close, but still don't get no ideas, because I still don't want you like that, but don't go too far. So I had to leave that event and add another.
You see that? Like, we on part 4 of their love story, and he's still driving it in how much he don't F with her. And I get it that this was in one sitting, or whatever. But it's like each of the videos are like 10 minutes long. So you 40 minutes into your love story and you still focused on the fact of how much you don't F with her. Like, and the way that he speaks about it, it's just like...
So much so that I told Fat, hey, don't go too far away. Like, stay close. Stay close, but still don't get no ideas because I still don't want you like that. But don't go too far. So I had to leave that event and ask.
And then she's like, he told me to stay close though. Ignoring the fact that his words are telling you, I don't fuck with you like that. But in her mind, she's like, he told me to stay close though. Like, this is how people, like, they create false realities in their mind of situations or whatever. And I've seen that with guys too. Like, you'll be nice to them, cordial with them, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, you don't want them, and you make it clear that you don't want them, but they'll think like, she responded though, and it's like, I don't want you though, bro. Like, listen to what I'm telling you. I'm telling you out of my mouth, I don't want you. But she's like, he still told me to stay close though. And he's still driving it home like, stay close, but I don't want you like that. Like, but anyways, let me move forward, because he ended up telling her that she was desperate.
The person that I wanted to be with for the rest of my life, right? So that was the second thing. And the third thing was that Fat had sickle cell, right? And in my mind, I don't believe in soulmates. I don't believe in... Out on my head so heavy with like, dang, boy, when did you get so looking for the next best thing when you have the best thing with you? And I was like, oh, I guess I don't know what help is. He's like, you need to just honor and cherish what you deem as the best while you have her with you. So when I had peace in those three areas, I had absolutely no problem coming up to Fat and telling her, hey, listen, I want to be with you. And I told my homegirl at first, I was like, yeah, look, I'm going to tell Fat I want to be with her. She's like, oh, you going to propose? I was like, are you silly? Are you crazy? I said, I want to be with her. I just want to be boyfriend and girlfriend first. I'm like, no, let's just see if that works, a real relationship. So I went and told Fat, and Fat.
Okay. So he ends up telling her that he wanted to be in a relationship with her. And then once he told her that he wanted to be in a relationship with her, then her reaction to it was like, oh, don't be playing with my heart. Like, you know, like, you're playing, you're not for real, blah, blah, blah. And then I guess he had to convince her that he was serious, because he's been stringing her along in the friend zone all this time, knowing that she wanted to be with him, you know. And he talks about and says, like, it's been this 5-year span that had passed by or whatever, to the fact that they ended up, you know, getting together. And then that's when he starts talking about how she was desperate.
Because you got to understand, now it's been like about 5 years of Fat desperately wanting to be with me.
Don't.
It was look ass. So when I tell her I want to be with her, her initial reaction is what?
Stop playing. Like,
you see that? It had been 5 years of her desperately wanting to be with me. So it's like, when he said, like, she would just always be available for him, like, you was using this girl and stringing her along until you decided that, you know, because you ain't really all that much of a prize. I'm sorry to tell you, you ain't as hot as you think you are. I'm sure that she made you feel like you was the finest man in the world, but I think that that's why you realized that you wasn't as hot as you thought, and you was like, damn, I thought that I was the hot prize, and these other girls ain't checked for me like that, so let me just go with the girl that I've been stringing along, that, you know, she made me feel like I'm the finest man on earth. So then, after that, she starts talking about their situation, and she starts saying how he started to soften up towards her, you know? And he was highly offended at the word soften up, like, like, don't be trying to say, like, I'm soft, like, I ain't soft, da-da-da. But it's like, you can't be soft to your woman? Like, that's a red flag for me. Like, if you even have to be macho in the sense of describing your love for your soon-to-be wife, mind you, they're married now, but, like, at this point, I believe they said that they were, you know, fiance or whatever, engaged or whatever. But it's like, you can't even be vulnerable in saying that you softened up for her. Like, he was very adamant, like, don't be trying to say I'm soft. Like, you need to change your words, And I'm just like, ooh, I don't know about what y'all be calling goals.
She's like, don't dive all the way in. You have to dive all the way back in, but just watch and see if it's different. And so I did. I started to like pay attention. I started to watch, and he was different. He had changed, and he was just softer. Like it was.
I don't know about soft.
No. I mean not like softer as like a man, but in his tone, like talking to me, it was just different. Right? It was just different. It wasn't on some like, hey,
you need to find you some better adjectives.
I'm a stiff arm you. Give me like at least 5 feet at all times. Like that. It wasn't like, all right, you can come a little closer. I was like, maybe it is a little.
I wasn't on some like hold my hand type stuff though.
I didn't say that.
Well, you said softer, and then
I meant like in your tone, not like as a man.
Put it out there.
Like he's not soft.
And it's like, this is the girl that you engaged to. Like, even if you were on some like hold my hand time, what's wrong with that? Like, that is a huge red flag to me. And this is a situation that people are glorifying. They looking at it like goals. He's sitting there like, you can't even allow yourself for her to say that you started talking to her in a softer tone, and you taking that as offensive, and you wanted to be known that you wasn't on some like, oh, trying to hold your hand type. Speaking on the person that you're engaged to, if this is the love that y'all want and this is what y'all look up as goals, I don't want it. I don't want to be in a relationship anyways. I'm forever single type of girl anyways. But even if I was like, oh, I want to be in a relationship, I want to, like, this ain't it. This ain't even what I want for a booty call. Like, my booty calls can't even give this energy. I'm trying to tell you, my situationships and my entanglements can't even give this energy. Like, you talk to any entanglement, they're not going to speak of me in this type of way. And if they do, it's like, I'm not about to be skinning and grinning in their face. Like, y'all could have the goals that y'all say are goals, and to each his own. You know, if this is goals to you, I hope you get what you want. And I hope, you know, Sierra's prayer works for you and you can get this. But the fact that you can't, like, she can't even say that you was like softer to her, like you highly offended by that. I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years, or if this situation ever absolves and dissolves, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, she comes forward and says, man, oh man, all of the BS that I dealt with just trying to be in love on him. And I don't know. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Another person had brung something up about them, and they were talking about how she came up with the name Fat. So I guess the name Fat also is a nickname that he gave her. And according to this person who had commented, they were saying that she got the nickname Fat because he called her fat. And that's like, you know, I'm like, ooh, it's deep. So, this person put, I know he don't like her because, and this was an article written up, and it says, the real name of Fat is Martika, but she is more widely recognized by her stage name, Fat. The reason behind the stage name or nickname Fat or Ivory is that her husband calls her Fat, and she accepted the nickname. So then somebody had pulled up a receipt of her Instagram handle, and her Instagram handle is Toby Calls Me Fat. And that's the handle of her Instagram. Toby Calls Me Fat. So the fact that Lil Mama says that, you know, I'll take Toby and Fat, y'all can have Jay-Z and Beyonce or whatever, and feeling like this was goals, and she was like arguing with people in the comments like, you know, don't come on here talking to me what goals are for me. Like, if it ain't goals for you, then go make your own poster. Like, she was like arguing with people about it too, because people was like, girl, like, why you down in one couple to big up another couple? Why are you looking at another couple and not like making a your own reality? You know what I'm saying? And she was like windmilling and squaring up with people in the comments like, you know, y'all better step about who I think is goals or whatever. And I was just like, I don't know, child. I don't know. But the internet is a strange place. I mean, I don't wish bad for their relationship. If they're happy, if they like it, I love it. It's just not, I just don't think that in this day and time, we should be looking at people like goals. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. You know, we seen the couple, the power couple that I just showed. They was the it couple. Everybody looked up to them in their city, and they both miserable behind closed doors or whatever, and allegedly cheating on one another. Like, we don't know the ins and outs from this, but we can see what he say out of his mouth and how he talks about her as if she's just an option that he settled for. And we see time and time again, like, you know, people looked up to Chris and Queen at one point, like they were goals, the YouTube couple. And the whole time she had cheated on him, you know, Queen had cheated on Chris cheated on Queen. Like, it just wasn't this peachy fairy tale that people made it out to be, and no relationship is. Like, I understand that relationships are work. I understand that relationships are not perfect. And for that reason, you have to make your relationship be the best for you. A lot of people, they judge Will Smith and Jada Pinkett because their idea of a relationship is not normal to what other people deem as a relationship. And for me, when I look at Will and Jada, I look at people who have decided to do life together, and they decided what works for them in that partnership. And it's like, if you find a person and that works for you, like if it works for her being his Urkel and being his Roger, then that's great. But I just don't think that other people should, you know, deem it as goals. Make your own reality, you know, make what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Because what he put up with and what he say to her, like, you probably wouldn't even be able to take that. Because, I mean, like I said, my entanglements can't even have that energy. I'm sorry. I'll be out like a light. But anyways, with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. Have y'all come across some interesting Twitter finds? Because it'd be some interesting threads on Twitter, and I want to start sharing more interesting Twitter finds with you guys on here. So DM your girl or hit me up on Facebook at Neek at Night on Facebook or Neek at Night _ on Instagram. I don't know why so many heifers want to call themselves Neek at Night. Like, I am Neek at Night. Like, girl, why y'all stealing my handle? Anyways, but I'm Neek at Night _ on there. And y'all can send me, you know, send me some messages. I don't know if I'm accepting friends requests on there as of yet, because I just, like, I don't know. I just feel creeped out, like, with, like, I don't know. I just don't want to open up my Instagram yet, but you can still send me a message. So if y'all come across something interesting on there, write me and tell me what you find and what you think, like, girl, Neek, you need to cover this or whatever. Also, make sure to go to my website, www.neekatnight.com, period, okay, and see what you can find. Write me so that you can get you a cute little discount code, or go to my website and see the coupon code that I have available there for you to use, so you can get you a cute coin off of some pajamas. I have new stuff in stock, and I will be adding new things to the website, okay? And that's that on that. With that being said, I'll see y'all on the next video, and y'all let me know what y'all think.